Mr. Harrison was one of the richest men in West Africa. He owned a big company called the Harrison Group. It had many branches across the country. People knew him for his money, but even more for his wisdom. Everyone respected him, yet what made him most proud was not his wealth. It was his only son, Leo. Leo had been studying medicine abroad for many years. He was smart, gentle, and handsome. Tall, with brown skin and curly hair, his smile could melt any heart. Every girl in town liked him, but Leo didn't care about fake love. He wanted someone real. Someone who would love him, not his father's money. One sunny afternoon, Mr. Harrison called his son. His deep voice was full of joy. "My son, I'm proud of you," he said. "You promised you'd marry after graduation." Leo laughed softly. "Don't worry, Dad. I'll find a good woman when I get home." Mr. Harrison smiled. "I trust you, son. But I already know two women I like. They both work in my company. They are educated, respectful, and kind. I think one could be your wife." Leo raised an eyebrow. "Dad, you want to pick my wife already?" Mr. Harrison laughed. "No, I'm not forcing you. I'm only helping. You can choose, but at least meet them." Leo smiled. "Okay, Dad. Let me come home first." But when the call ended, Leo's mind began to think, what if I act like a poor man when I return? Maybe as a simple guard in Dad's company. That way, I'll know who really loves me, not my name or money. He smiled. "Yes, that's the best plan," he said. "I want true love, not fake love that dies with money." The next morning, Mr. Harrison sat in his big chair, thinking about everything. He pressed the intercom. "Tell Sarah to come to my office," he said. A few minutes later, Sarah walked in with a warm smile. "Good morning, sir." "Good morning, Sarah," Mr. Harrison said. "Please sit." Sarah sat quietly, not knowing why she was called. Mr. Harrison leaned forward. "Sarah, my son Leo is finishing medical school. He'll be back soon." Sarah smiled. "That's great news, sir. Congratulations." "Thank you, my dear," he said kindly. "I've been watching you. You're respectful, smart, and hardworking. I think you could be a good wife for my son. I'm not forcing you. Just be yourself. When he comes. If he likes you, I'll be happy." Sarah blushed a little and nodded. "Thank you, sir. I understand. You can go now," Mr. Harrison said. She smiled, thanked him, and left the office still surprised. Not long after, Jessica came in. She walked with confidence. "Good morning, sir." "Good morning, Jessica." "Mr. Harrison said, "Please sit." Jessica sat and waited. "I want to tell you something special," he began. "My son Leo will soon return home." Jessica's eyes brightened. "That's wonderful news, sir." Mr. Harrison smiled. "You're beautiful, smart, and hardworking. I think you may be a good match for him. Just be yourself when he comes. If he likes you, I'll be pleased." Jessica jumped up excitedly. "Thank you so much, sir. I'll make you proud." "Good," he said. "You can go." As Jessica left, her mind raced. "Ah, so I might be a billionaire's wife," she thought. "I must look perfect every day." 2 weeks later, Leo arrived in West Africa. Mr. Harrison waited at the airport with open arms. When he saw his son, he hugged him tightly. "My son, you're finally here," he said. Leo laughed. "Yes, Dad. I'm home for good." That night after dinner, they sat in the living room. Mr. Harrison looked proud. "Leo, I spoke to the two girls, Sarah and Jessica. They both agreed to meet you." Leo raised a brow. "So fast?" Mr. Harrison smiled. "Yes, they're both good women, hardworking and polite." Leo thought for a moment. "Dad, I don't want to show up rich. I want to pretend to be poor, maybe a guard at your company." Mr. Harrison looked shocked. "What did you say?" "I'm serious, Dad," Leo said. "If I go as myself, they'll treat me differently. I want to know who truly loves me." Mr. Harrison laughed. "You remind me of my young days. But, are you sure?" "Yes, Dad," Leo nodded. "Give me a guard's uniform. Let me live in the small house behind and work at the gate. I'll see who has a pure heart." Mr. Harrison smiled proudly. "You're wise, my son. But don't tell anyone your truth." "Don't worry," Leo said. "This will be fun." By the next morning, Leo wore an old blue uniform, a cap, and slippers. He held a broom and a bottle of water. Nobody could recognize him. He looked like a normal security man. The workers passed him without care except Sarah. She smiled and said, "Good morning, security." "Good morning, madam," Leo replied kindly. But Jessica walked past like he didn't exist. Leo smiled quietly. "This will be interesting," he thought. Days went by. Jessica changed more and more. She walked around like a queen. Her heels made loud clicks, her perfume filled the office, and her pride grew high. She even acted like the boss's daughter-in-law already. One day at lunch, she told her friends, "People here better respect me. Soon, I'll be the boss's son's wife." Her friends gasped. "Are you serious?" "Of course," she said proudly. "When I marry him, I'll make sure all gossipers are fired." Her friends laughed, not knowing she was serious. Soon, Jessica started giving orders like a manager. One morning, she saw Sarah talking with a coworker. She frowned and walked up to her. "Sarah, can I talk to you?" she said proudly. "Of course," Sarah answered softly. They went to a quiet place. Jessica folded her arms. "Listen. Stop trying too hard. You're not my competition." Sarah looked confused. "What do you mean?" Jessica rolled her eyes. "Come on. Mr. Harrison spoke to us both. But let's be honest. I'm prettier, smarter, and dress better. You can't compete." Sarah shook her head. "I'm not in any competition with you, Jessica. You can have him if you want." Jessica smiled. "Good. You understand." But Sarah added, "Why fight over a man who isn't even here? He might like someone else." Jessica hissed. "He'll like me. Why wouldn't he?" "Okay then," Sarah said kindly. "Good luck." She walked away. Jessica stood there, boiling with anger. Meanwhile, Leo watched everything quietly. He swept the ground. Seeing how Jessica acted, she shouted at cleaners and ignored him like he was dust. But Sarah greeted him every morning. One hot day, she brought him cold water. "Here," she said kindly. "It's hot. You need this." "Thank you," Leo said, smiling. "No problem," Sarah said. "You're doing good work." Leo looked at the bottle and smiled softly. This girl has a kind heart, he thought. Friday morning came. Jessica entered the office in a shiny red dress and gold earrings. Her heels clicked loudly as she walked. She stopped at the HR door and shouted, "Excuse me, everyone." The office went silent. "I have something to say," she said proudly. "Soon, I'll be Mr. Harrison's daughter-in-law. So if you've been gossiping about me, be ready. When I marry his son, I'll make sure all fake people leave this company." Everyone stared. Sarah looked up from her desk, shocked. Jessica turned to her. "And Sarah, stop pretending. I'm the chosen one. Don't follow me around like you're begging." Sarah stood up calmly. "Jessica, please stop. I'm not competing with you." "Show respect." Jessica laughed. "Oh, poor Sarah. You can be my bridesmaid if you behave." The office stayed silent as Jessica walked out proudly. The next day, Jessica came to the gate. Leo opened it politely. "Good morning, madam," he said. Jessica stopped and shouted, "Are you mad?" Don't talk to me again. What did I do? Leo asked softly. You poor guard, she yelled. Keep your greetings to yourself. Leo took a deep breath. You're too proud. Just because the boss said his son might marry you. You act like his wife already. How desperate can you be? Jessica gasped. What did you say? You heard me, Leo said firmly. You insult people and act like a queen. Do you even know the man you claim will marry you? Have you seen him or spoken to him? Jessica froze, angry and speechless. You poor fool. I'll get you fired. I don't care, Leo said. Jessica shouted louder. I'll tell my future husband to sack you. Leo laughed. That's if he chooses you. Jessica exploded. Useless boy. Just like your stupid father and mother. Leo's smile disappeared. That hurt deeply. But he didn't fight back. He stood straight and said, You've shown your true self. Then, he walked away. Fuming, Jessica rushed into Mr. Harrison's office. Sir, you must sack that rude guard. Mr. Harrison looked up calmly. Jessica, what happened? He insulted me and laughed at me and my husband, she shouted. Mr. Harrison frowned. He said, Your husband is foolish? No. No, sir. I mean, his father is foolish, she said quickly. That boy is rude and proud. Mr. Harrison stayed silent. Then he said softly, I'm sorry, Jessica. I won't sack him. Jessica's eyes widened. Why not? Because I know him, he said. He's respectful and calm. If he said something, he had a reason. So, you're protecting him? She asked. It's not that, Mr. Harrison replied. I'll talk to him, but he keeps his job. Jessica hissed and left angrily. Why would Mr. Harrison defend a poor guard? She thought. Outside, Leo looked at the sky, his heart heavy. Not from her words, but her true colors. If only she knew who I am, he thought. He sighed. That evening, Leo came home in his old uniform. Mr. Harrison lowered his newspaper and smiled. Welcome home, my son. How was work today? Mr. Harrison asked. Leo laughed and dropped on the couch. Work was full of drama, Dad. Mr. Harrison smiled. Still playing your little game? Leo grinned. Yes, Dad. It's fun like watching a movie without popcorn. Mr. Harrison laughed too. So, what happened this time? Leo shook his head. Jessica again, Dad. That girl is too proud. She talks like she owns the world. She even insulted you and Mom today. Mr. Harrison's smile faded. Yes, I know. Leo looked surprised. You already knew? Mr. Harrison nodded. She came to my office and lied. She said you insulted her future husband's parents. Leo scoffed. That girl has no shame. She called me poor and useless. She said when she marries, her husband will fire me. Mr. Harrison sighed. And she doesn't know that the poor man she shouted at is her dream man. Leo laughed. That's not all. She said my father is foolish and my mother a fool for giving birth to me. Mr. Harrison frowned. She said that? Leo nodded. Yes, her anger made her forget herself. Mr. Harrison sighed deeply. That girl has no manners. I almost chose her for you. Leo smiled softly. I'm glad you let me do this, Dad. Now I can see who people really are. Jessica looks down on anyone who seems poor. Mr. Harrison rubbed his head. I'm disappointed. She looked calm before, but pride hides inside her. Leo nodded. She doesn't deserve respect. And she doesn't even know I'm the man she brags about. Mr. Harrison smiled a little. She said she'd tell her husband to fire you? Yes. Leo chuckled. She already acts married to me and gives orders. Both men laughed loudly. Mr. Harrison looked proud. You're smart, Leo. This test is working. Now we know her real heart. Yes, Leo said. But I'll keep watching. I want to see how far she goes. And I'll keep an eye on Sarah. That girl has a clean heart. Mr. Harrison nodded. She's kind and gentle. She respects everyone. Yes, Leo said. She even gave me cold water one hot day. She told me I was doing a good job. Mr. Harrison smiled. That's the kind of woman who brings peace. Exactly, Leo said. They sat quiet for a while. Then Mr. Harrison stood up. All right, my son. Continue your play. But when the time comes, show them who you really are. Leo grinned. I will, Dad. The next morning, the office was tense. By 8 o'clock, everyone was whispering. A message came from HR. All staff must meet in the conference room at 9. Mr. Harrison has an important announcement. People guessed. Is someone getting fired? Maybe he'll promote someone. Jessica smiled proudly. She whispered, Maybe this is the day I'm introduced as his son's wife. Her friend giggled. Let's see. Sarah sat quietly at her desk. She didn't care about gossip. At 9 sharp, everyone filled the big conference room. The air was cool and still. Then the door opened. Mr. Harrison walked in wearing his white suit and red tie. Everyone stood. Good morning, sir. Good morning, my children. He said kindly. Please sit. I thank you for your hard work. He began. For 30 years I built this company with sweat and prayer. Now we stand among the best. People clapped softly. But, he said slowly, the time has come for me to rest. Gasps filled the room. Rest? Someone whispered. Yes, he smiled. I've retired. From today, I'll stay home and enjoy peace. The room fell silent. A manager asked, Sir, who will lead the company now? Mr. Harrison nodded. My son is still abroad. Until he returns, someone will stand in for me. People looked at each other. Jessica's heart raced. Maybe it's me, she thought. Mr. Harrison smiled. Don't worry. You'll know soon. The person may be closer than you think. Jessica raised her hand. Sir, when will your son return? Very soon, he said with a soft smile. Jessica turned to her friends, smiling proudly. You see? It's almost time. Sarah sat calm, not dreaming about titles. She only cared about her work. Mr. Harrison raised his hand. Meeting over. Respect each other. This company runs on humility, not pride. As people left, Jessica whispered, Soon, I'll be madam here. Everyone will bow to me. Leo, standing by the door in his guard uniform, heard everything. He said nothing, just smiled quietly. When Sarah passed, she said, Thank you. You're welcome, Leo replied kindly. Jessica walked past without a word. Leo smiled again. The show has just begun. The next day, around noon, a black SUV entered the company gate. 2 guards opened the door. A tall man stepped out. Clean and confident. He wore a bright shirt and shiny shoes. Good morning, he greeted the front desk. I'm here to meet the staff. I was told to go to the conference room. Soon, a message spread. All staff, please report to the conference room. The new company representative has arrived. Everyone rushed in, whispering. The man walked to the front and smiled. Good morning, everyone, he said. My name is Mr. Roberts. I'll represent Mr. Harrison for now. Let's work together and keep this company strong. People clapped softly. Teamwork and peace, that's what we need, he added. Then he left the room. Jessica turned to her friend. Ah, look at him. So handsome. So fresh. Her friend laughed. I thought you wanted the boss's son. Jessica flipped her hair. Who says I can't have both? If the son takes time, I'll manage this one." They laughed. But Sarah heard and shook her head. "Some people never change," she whispered. Leo watched from the back. He smiled softly. "Now she wants Mr. Roberts too. This girl follows money like wind." That evening, the office was quiet. Most people had gone home. Leo stood at the gate, pretending to write. But his heart beat fast. He had watched Sarah for days, her kind smile, her calm voice. "I must tell her today," he whispered. He saw her walking out. "Sarah," he called softly. She turned and smiled. "Yes? Can I talk to you for a moment?" he asked. "Sure," she said. They walked to a quiet corner. Leo looked nervous. "I don't know how to say this, but I have to. Sarah, I like you. I really do. I may be just a guard, but my love is true. Will you be my girlfriend?" Sarah looked surprised, then smiled shyly. "I like you too, Leo." Leo blinked. "You do?" "Yes," she said. "I liked you since the first day. I just waited for you to speak first." Leo laughed in surprise. "Really? You were waiting for me?" Sarah nodded. "Sometimes I watched you from my window. You were always polite and calm." Leo smiled wide. "And I thought you didn't notice me." "But," Sarah said softly, "there's one problem." Leo sighed. "You mean Mr. Harrison's son? If he finds out, we could lose our jobs." Sarah shook her head. "I don't care. Love is more important. If we lose our jobs, we'll find others. True love is hard to find." Leo's eyes softened. "You're kind and brave," he said. "You make me feel lucky." He held her hands gently. "Thank you, Sarah. You made me happy." Sarah smiled. "Let's keep this private. People love gossip, especially Jessica. If she knows, she'll spoil everything." Leo nodded. "You're right. We'll keep it secret. Promise?" she asked. "Promise," Leo said. They both laughed and walked to the gate together. "So we're really boyfriend and girlfriend now?" Sarah asked. Leo grinned. "Yes, and this is just the start." Sarah smiled and walked away. Leo stood there, smiling like a man who found treasure. "She said yes," he whispered. 2 weeks passed. Leo and Sarah's love grew quietly. They smiled secretly, shared small notes, and hid their joy. But another story began, a dark one. Jessica had her eyes on Mr. Roberts. She started small. "I like your shoes, sir," she said sweetly. "Thank you," he replied. Then she brought him coffee every morning. Soon she visited his office every day. And one day, he didn't stop her. That night, Jessica told her friend proudly, "Mr. Roberts and I are now close." Her friend gasped. "What about the boss's son?" Jessica rolled her eyes. "I haven't even seen him. Mr. Roberts is rich and handsome. When I meet the son, I'll manage both." "Jessica, that's wrong," her friend whispered. "Who cares?" Jessica said. "I just want to marry into money." Jessica felt proud of herself. "I'm too fine to suffer in this life," she said. But what she didn't know was that Mr. Roberts was not a fool. He watched her closely. He didn't trust her, but he played along, because he was working for Mr. Harrison and Leo. Soon Jessica became suspicious. Every time she saw Sarah near the gate, she noticed Sarah smiling at Leo. One afternoon, Jessica stood by the window watching them. "Why is she always smiling at that security boy?" she whispered. "Is something going on between them?" That evening, Jessica called her cleaner friend. "I want you to follow that security boy," she said. "I feel something strange about him." The cleaner looked scared. "But madam, what if he catches me?" Jessica hissed. "Don't be scared. Do you want money or not?" "Yes, madam," the cleaner replied. "Then do it," Jessica said. Follow him and tell me everything." The cleaner nodded. "Yes, madam. I'll do it." That night, when most workers went home, the cleaner followed Leo quietly. She hid behind a small wall near the back gate. Then she saw Leo and Sarah talking softly, then kissing. The cleaner gasped and ran back quickly before anyone saw her. The next morning, Jessica waited for her. "Did you see anything?" she asked quickly. The cleaner whispered, "Madam, I saw something big. That security boy kissed Sarah." Jessica jumped up. "What? You saw them?" "Yes, madam, with my 2 eyes," the cleaner said. Jessica's face turned red with anger. "I knew it. That useless girl is pretending to be innocent." The cleaner said, "Madam, tell Mr. Harrison. Fire them both." Jessica nodded. "Yes, I'll go to his house today. They'll lose their jobs soon, and don't tell anyone what you saw." The cleaner nodded. "My mouth is sealed, madam." Jessica smiled wickedly. "Good. Very soon those two will be jobless." Later that day, Sarah was in the HR office, arranging files. Jessica burst in like a lion. She slammed the door and shouted, "I finally caught you." Sarah looked up calmly. "What is it this time, Jessica?" "I know your secret. You're dating that poor security guard. I saw you kissing him behind the building." Sarah raised one eyebrow. "So what?" Jessica shouted, "I'll tell Mr. Harrison. You'll be fired, and your boyfriend kicked out like a stray dog." Sarah dropped her pen and stood up. "Jessica, I'm not scared of you. But if you tell Mr. Harrison, I'll also talk." Jessica stepped back. "What do you mean?" Sarah said, "I know about your secret with Mr. Roberts. I've seen you sneaking into his office and leaving his house at night." Jessica's mouth opened wide. Sarah crossed her arms. "Go ahead. Report me, I'll report you too. Let's see who gets fired first." Jessica hissed. "You can't do anything. When I marry the chief's son, you'll be gone." Sarah laughed. "You keep talking about this marriage that doesn't exist. It's only in your head." Jessica shouted louder. "You're dating a gate man. You'll regret this." Sarah stayed calm. "Let me tell you something, Jessica. A dog that chases 2 bones at once will lose both. You want Mr. Roberts and the chief's son. One day, both, it will leave you with nothing." Jessica's face shook with anger. "He has a clean heart." Then Sarah pulled out her phone and called Mr. Harrison. "Hello, sir," she said. "Sarah, how are you?" he asked. "I'm fine, sir. I just want to tell you, I'm not interested in your son anymore. I'm in love with Leo." There was silence for a few seconds. Then Mr. Harrison said calmly, "No problem, my dear. Thank you for your honesty. Please visit my house this weekend." Sarah smiled. "Thank you, sir. I'll be there." Jessica stood frozen. You called him?" "Yes," Sarah said proudly. "I don't hide like you." Just then, Jessica's phone rang. It was Mr. Harrison. "Jessica," he said, "I'd like to see you at my house this weekend too." Jessica smiled wide. "Yes, sir. I'll come." She ended the call and clapped her hands. "Yes. Finally. My future husband is home." Sarah laughed. "You don't know you're being invited to your own shame," Jessica hissed. "We'll see." Sarah smiled coldly. "You're just like your mother, lying to 2 men at once." Jessica screamed. "Shut up," Sarah said calmly. "A monkey that thinks it's smarter than the hunter will end up in pepper soup. Remember that." Jessica shook with anger and shame. The battle was ready. Only one woman would win. Saturday morning came. In Mr. Harrison's big house, he sat with his son. Leo was no longer in uniform. He looked like a rich man. "Today is the day, Dad," he said. "Yes, my son." "Mr. Harrison replied. "Today, truth will speak." Soon, Sarah arrived. She wore a simple but lovely dress. Her smile was gentle. Her walk was calm. "Good afternoon, sir," she greeted. "Mr." Harrison stood and hugged her. "Welcome, my daughter." Leo smiled. "Hey, you made it." Sarah turned and froze. "Leo?" she gasped. He looked rich and handsome. "You mean you're the chief's son?" Leo nodded. "Yes. I wanted to see who could love me without money. And you did." Tears filled Sarah's eyes. "I followed my heart," she said softly. "Mr." Harrison smiled. "You passed the test, my dear." Then loud heels clicked on the floor. Jessica entered in a tight red dress and heavy makeup. "Good afternoon, Daddy," she said sweetly. "Welcome, Jessica," Mr. Harrison said. Jessica sat proudly, crossing her legs. When she saw Leo, she shouted, "What is this guard doing here?" Leo smiled. "Nice to see you too." Jessica turned to Mr. Harrison. "Sir, why is this man here?" Mr. Harrison smiled, but said nothing. Jessica frowned. "Tell him to leave. I came to meet your son." Leo stood up slowly. "You want to meet Mr. Harrison's son?" "Yes," she said. "Then let me introduce myself," Leo said calmly. "I am Dr. Leo Harrison, the man you insulted and called poor." Jessica's mouth opened wide. "What? You? No way." Sarah smiled. "Now you see the man you called dirty." Jessica turned to Mr. Harrison. "Sir, tell me he's lying." Mr. Harrison said, "He's not lying. You failed the test, Jessica." Jessica fell to her knees. "Please, sir, forgive me. I didn't know," Leo said firmly. "That's your problem. You only respect people with money," Mr. Harrison added. "You insulted my son and lied to me. You're not fit for this family." Jessica cried. "Please, one more chance." Leo shook his head. "No. This is the end." Mr. Harrison called a guard. "Show her to the gate." Jessica screamed. "Sarah, you witch! You stole him." Sarah smiled. "No, Jessica. You lost him yourself. A foolish bird that flies without direction will end in the hunter's pot." Jessica ran out crying. Peace filled the house again. Mr. Harrison smiled at Sarah. "Welcome to the family." Leo held her hand. "You're the one I'll love forever." A week later, Mr. Harrison's house was full of lights and flowers. Sarah came, thinking it was a small event. But then the lights dimmed, and Leo walked in holding a rose. "Sarah," he said, smiling. "The day I met you, I was a gate man. But you treated me like a king. You saw my heart, not my clothes. And today," he knelt down and opened a small box. "Will you marry me?" Sarah covered her mouth in tears. "Yes, yes," she shouted. Everyone clapped and cheered. Leo put the ring on her finger and hugged her tight. Mr. Harrison smiled proudly. "That's my son." 3 months later, the wedding of the year took place. It was full of joy and laughter. Jessica tried to sneak in, but the guards stopped her. "You're not invited," they said. She walked away in shame. A year later, Sarah and Leo had a baby boy named David, meaning beloved. Sarah now managed one branch of the company. She was loved and respected. But Jessica's story was sad. She found out she was pregnant for Mr. Roberts, but he had moved abroad with his wife. She stood outside crying. "No job, no man, no money," she whispered. "I had a chance, and I lost it." All she had left was regret. Don't judge people by how they look or what they have. True love sees the heart, not the wallet. Pride always falls, but humble hearts rise again.